This is probably why this is such a good farm. You know, it's a good place to farm because it rains all the time. And that's got to be good for you if you're a farmer. Anyhow, maybe the rain will stop eventually. But we need to go out there. But first, let's have a look and see what it looked like off in that direction before. Okay, here we are. We'll continue out here. This is the north balcony, and this is the view from the north now, as opposed to what we had later. There's the farm, and there's the chicken coop over there. And there's the XP farm. There's the road that we just built, and there's a little structure that we have now, and we'll look at that a little later on. There's probably some of my escaped sheep and cows out there. Sometimes I find them, and I'll take the sheep's wool. One thing about this, I opted for high ceiling. They're extremely high here because this is the attic, but as I mentioned in before, I believe, I'm not that worried about. That's interesting, a leaky roof. I'm not that worried about Enderman anymore, because as long as you have an overhead to get to, as long as you can get into something that the Enderman can't, you're safe. As long as you can get on here, that if there's an Enderman on the other side of the door, as there was just the other day, you can kill him. He'll be dead because he can't get through that. He can't see, and they're not smart enough to figure out that all they have to do is teleport to the other side of the door, and they can get to you from there. So you let their lack of intelligence work against them. And here we go. This is the daytime view when it's pouring down rain. And since I do play in survival without any cheats, I can't turn the rain off for you. It would be nice. Maybe it'll clear up for later on, but you can take my word for it. It's pretty neat watching the sun go down. It goes right down because, of course, the sun is actually orbiting the player. There's a little Minecraft trivia for you. So wherever you look, you're going to be, if you're looking at, the sun's always going to be in directly above you or in kind of an arc somewhere or another. You know where the sun's going to be all the time. I thought about doing a little video on Minecraft astronomy. There's some unusual issues, like the moon has phases, but it's always directly across from the sun, so that means that it must not be producing light as a result of reflection from the sun. It must be producing it itself, and it must go through a cycle for some reason. I don't know why. So let's proceed on downstairs. These are the dual staircases here, because nothing says conspicuous consumption like dual staircases. Not only do they take a lot more resources than you need to get upstairs, you got two of them. You really only need one, and they take up a massive amount of interior space that you don't get to use for anything else. So what better way to say, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. Other than maybe having a grand piano, even though you don't even know how to play piano. So this is the grand piano, and it's on a little stage here. So during the entertaining, if you're entertaining, if you have guests, we could have a pianist over here playing the piano. If you're just, the rain has stopped. Excellent. Can be playing the piano and entertaining the guests, and have have a little footlight there. And the guests, of course, can be enjoying the music and company and these. It's actually quartz, probably not very comfortable, but in Minecraft it's comfortable, but you can't sit down anyway, so it doesn't matter. Or just during the day, if you did know how to play piano, you'd have the piano here, and you could be kind of observing the pool and observing the front lawn and so forth. But the guests could be enjoying themselves around here. This is coming back into more of the service area. Coming in from the pool, we have a couple of. I had more of these. I guess I had to put this light here. Probably I had to put that glowstone there, most likely, because I was surprised by a skeleton at one point. It had obviously spawned inside, and so I had to go through and make sure that the place is entirely lit well enough to prevent any hostile mobs from forming inside the house. So I did have another one there. I'm going to have to. That's another one of those details that I'll fiddle with at some point. Notice the portico there looks very impressive from inside. And then the rear doors, the back doors, are like the opposite. They're on the outside rather than the inside, which I think provides another interesting effect. With the blue and red carpet in the middle section here, in between the checkerboard pattern on the flanking sides, and the matching love seats by the bay windows, which provides a little bit of continuity, I think, if you think about it. These two in the middle. Anyway, let's not get into the semantics of it. A lot of ceiling light here, but a lot of that's because of lighting that I had to provide upstairs. Keep that place from being too dark. So let's have a little look at what we had before by way of a kitchen. All right, and the entrance to the kitchen is right here. We have a nice modern clean kitchen with very white floor. We have a working area here. It looks out overwards. We have a refrigerator. We have a microwave oven. We have cookbooks and preparation areas, and a nice hooded stove cooking area. And over here is the dirty side where we have the sink and the dishwasher and plenty of storage. A little bit of decoration to keep the domestic staff blissful and happy to work here. This is the dining room area. It has a view out of the side part of the. This is the south side of the house. We could, of course, expand this, and of course, during entertainment, we do have our little credenza here where we could put out hors d'oeuvres and along with the main table, and the guests are welcome to wander about throughout the entire area. Here's another good place to go when the Endermen come. You can go in here. If you can get the Endermen to come over, they won't be able to get to you in here, and then you can just chop them. Same thing over there. So now let's have a look outside at the front yard. Okay, here we go, and this is the front yard. We have a variety of plants. We have netherwort. I've used a lot of netherwort in my landscaping because the message there is, yes, I went to the nether and I got a bunch of netherwort, and now I have all the netherwort I can possibly use, and I'm using it for decoration purposes because the stuff grows like weeds. Once you get it, it's pretty unlikely you'll ever run out. So here we are with the front yard, and in order to keep a volume this big lit so that you don't have hostile mobs spawning inside your perimeter, and there's another little problem there, I'll deal with that later. It takes a lot of light sources, so I have lamps and I have jack-o'-lanterns in the ground. I learned this from Zisto, and Zisto is it's only logical if you think about it. You put the lighting sources in the ground because the mobs spawn because of the lighting level at ground level. So if it's at 7 at ground level, then a mob might spawn there. Mobs don't spawn in mid-air, so the and they also won't spawn on slabs. So this part's pretty safe. They've got a few flowers and some other things. I'll deal with the landscaping later on. Got a little oak forest here, and as we move to the backyard, we get into a birch forest back there. Probably need to put some more plants in this area here once I get around to it, or find some. It looks like we missed sunset. That's unfortunate. But at any rate, what's next on our agenda here? I think we need to go to oh yes, we need to go downstairs and have a look down there. I got notes here. I'm kind of following a little bit of a script. This isn't off the cuff like usual. Ordinarily I just kind of wing it. So anyway, this is the way downstairs. This is the basement, and this is the workout room. Here we've got bench press for you. You can stay hydrated. You should always stay hydrated when you're working out. Here's the fly machine. So there's that. Once you're done with the workout, you can wet your whistle over here at the bar. And got a little sitting area here. And in case you need to go, we do have a bathroom here in the basement. Got a sink, got a commode for you. It's very nice. I don't seem to have any toilet paper, but it has an automatic shutting commode lid. So the ladies can have no fear coming into the downstairs, the one and only bathroom. Actually, I didn't have any room for more than one. The downstairs bathroom, and you might have noticed just that. And let me explain this to you about my design and why things are the way they are. I designed the footprint of the house on graph paper. There's the bottom of our carpet. So the house is much wider than it is deep, because graph paper is wider than it is long, or longer than it is wide. When you sit it sideways, it's wider than it is long. So the footprint of the house is basically the way it is because it fit on a piece of graph paper. And that was part of one of my goals, was to get some experience with curves and working with curves and things that are, arcs. It's like this is an arc. It's part of an actual circle. If I drew the entire circle, it would be a very large circle, but I only used part of the circle here. So anyway, at this point, we need to go to another. There we are. Let's skip over and have a look at the next issue. Okay, this one is, that was the old train station underneath the chicken coop. And here's the new train station, which is in exactly the same place as it was before. The rails are in exactly the same place as in the old place. We have iron railing now. We have seating around the edge with a little more comfortable seating over here. Probably first-class passengers here. Again, this is the bottom of the carpet from upstairs. Now I made the transition between the ground floor and the upper floor, which if you're American, that would be first floor and second floor. If you're European, that would be, I think, ground floor and first floor. It's confusing. It's one of the reasons we don't understand one another. And but at any rate, you know what I mean. That one is actually too thick, so the ceiling of the lower floor is not the floor of the upper floor. This is a work area. Only employees are allowed in here normally. It has a lot of storage. We have some shelving and storage and a workbench and lots of storage. this is all for a very practical purpose because I do have a very large project in mind, and I'm going to need to move massive quantities from this base to where that project is going to be. And I'm not going to say much about that project because it only exists in my head at this time. So once I get that and gel it out, I'll certainly will make some videos of it. It'll probably be entertaining. And you might get some ideas or something, because a lot of this is a matter of sharing ideas. Because like I didn't think of any of this stuff. This is all, like all of this bar here, I didn't design this. This is from a website, and I'm going to link to that website for this video. It's called Minecraft Furniture, and there seem to be some very nice people working there. And they have some great design ideas. They have a server. Apparently you can go on their server. I haven't tried to do that, but that's where I got all of this stuff, and a lot of the stuff upstairs. The stuff in the attic, all that furnishing up there is from Minecraft Furniture Store, and that's a great place. And if you're looking to figure out how to make some interesting looking furniture, that's the place to go. There might be others, but I'd say go there and start out there. You might not have to go anywhere else. Anyway, let's have another look at another spot. All right, now the storage area is one of the things that I had to change my long-term plans on. This is the new tunnel. Recall the old one had murder holes on either side. Those are not really effective. I think they used to be effective. They're not really effective anymore. The storage area itself hasn't changed, but my old plan of having it be very high, I'm having to abandon that because of for a reason that'll become apparent in a few moments. I'll probably make one more level here, and then I'll have to come up with another scheme for additional storage. But one of the things that I'll be doing with all that leather that I need to harvest is labeling these things and getting them organized, because they're not organized, especially after this project. I've got stuff laying all over the place. And right now, there we go. We had a little screen freeze going on, super lag as it were. Spider upstairs. And next, we'll go see one other thing over here. And let's have a look as the office. And this is just a nice little office, nice place to get a little paperwork done. Got some tasteful artwork and some nice comfy chair for a visitor to come by, a nice desk. But there's a little secret in this office, and I'll give you a hint here. Okay, that's how it was, and this is how it is. This is actually a secret passageway coming out underneath the desk into the tunnel. And let's go ahead. You're seeing the after now, so we're kind of breaking the pattern, but that's fine. Now let's have a look at what the tunnel looked like before. I don't think that that's too much of a surprise. That's all in the intro anyway. But you can close this up. It must be daylight out there or something. Sounds like the zombies are dying. And I do have another button here. And that will that'll close this up so that now it's sealed once again and safe from anybody that might be chasing you. And the rest of this is fairly similar. I still have the old kitchen. I haven't gotten rid of that. I did strip out everything in this room. And one of the things, as I was mentioning, this was all built. The house was built based on how much I could fit on a piece of graph paper. So the dispensers, the dressing room upstairs on the upper floor, I only had room for one. I would really like to have three. I'd like to have one for every day, one for caving gear, and one for nether gear. I need to go to the nether. So, so anyway, I'll probably build the other two dispensers in that room that used to house the turret, which was fun for a little while, but it outlived its usefulness. This is all done with a T flip-flop. There's a T flip-flop, and it goes, it's huge. It's like 9 by 9. That's one of the things about Minecraft. You have to understand that something that a T flip-flop in our world is microscopic, and in Minecraft it's big enough to live in. So let's head back upstairs and have a look at the go in this way. Have a look at the backyard. We didn't look at the backyard, as I said we would be going out there later on. Light again, as predicted. Okay. There's a spider out there who just, he still is out there. I'll kill him. I think he managed to get into the barbecue pit here. The problem with this place is spiders can get over that fence. That's really not a degradation because they had learned how to get over the old fence with the spider helmet anyway. So, you know, it's like, so what? Spiders can get in. I've got Bane of Arthropods 5 on this sword, so it's not like they're that difficult to kill. This, I was going to put a cover over there, and then I realized the particles like go up through the hole in the roof, and I think that's kind of cool. Sometimes they get trapped, and sometimes they go through the hole in the roof. So I think it's better to just leave the hole in the roof. I think that's kind of cool. That's Perpetual Flame. That's a piece of netherrack down there. There's the top of the storage silo, and here's the reason why I can't make it very tall. I can make it like one level taller, and if I do more than that, it's going to start wrecking the view from the backyard. I don't want to do that. And so anyway, that's where we are with that. And here's the pool. The pool is, that's clay. Those are clay blocks. I had to go to the marsh swampland and get clay. And as you can see, it's 3 blocks deep over here. 1 block deep over here. Gradually gets deeper. My original vision for this was for it to be more of an L shape or an angle shape, but I didn't have that much room. This here is the passageway, the top of the passageway out to the storage silo, but I might do something to use that somehow, make it look like part of a path or something. I haven't figured that out yet. But you might have noticed we do have this thing here, which yeah, it's a high dive, because why bother having a pool if you don't have a high dive? So let's go on up there and have a look, see what the whole thing looks like from way up here. Just drive right on up. This is about 100 blocks high. You can go much higher, of course. You can go, I think, 250 or so, somewhere in there. But I figured I want to be able to see that it's a high dive from ground level, and I don't know if you'd be able to see that from 250 blocks away. So we're still going up there. This has its own light. There is a glowstone up here. There you go. And here we are. We're up above the clouds. Let's go to let's go to render distance far for just a moment so that we get a little bit better view. And I don't want to fall off of this thing prematurely. So there we are. Get this. Takes a little while for everything to load in. It's my ancient slow computer. I'll be getting a new computer. Don't worry about me. Here we are. Okay, we're getting the full benefit here of the total magnificence of the property. And see if I do what I'm thinking about with that barn. It'll be twice as or 3 times as high and still have all those crops on top. That could expand a little bit. I could add another level to the spawning chamber in the XP farm. Let's see here. Yeah, it's quite a long time for things to load on this computer. Running Fraps in render distance far. But, give it a moment here. There's the chicken coop. Chicken coop right there. And we're up above cloud level here, so this is taller than the little places where I used to go up the dirt piles. Even if yeah, okay, we're starting to see the ocean over there, but that's really about all I wanted to demonstrate from up here. I could put some furniture on the balconies upstairs, the large ones, the north-south ones, and that might be nice, but that's one of those details that I'm not that worried about. So let's go ahead and get the render distance back to something where it isn't going to impact my performance too much. And as far as future, I do have that big project. Before I get to that, though, I have a couple of intermediate projects that I need to do. One of them is, as I mentioned before, I have to get this thing organized. I have to get my inventory management back in line. I need to get more resources, need to go out and work the branch mine, and for that's probably my next video will be a little mechanism that I'm building, because I'm going to need an awful lot of this, an awful lot of stone brick for my next project, and for that I'm going to have to cook an awful lot of cobblestone, and there's a way to do it, and I'm going to do it. It uses hoppers, and I'll be showing how that works and what my strategy is, how I'm going to use that technology to achieve my goal, which is a very large structure. I'll also be going back to the Nether. We'll probably be seeing, doing a little more work with that system that I have of finding Nether fortresses, making a big grid, and have to go back down there. And I think there might have been a blaze spawner in that Nether fortress number 2. Might be interesting to go check that out, but I'm definitely going to need more quartz, because it takes 4 quartz to make a quartz block, and here's some quartz stairs. It takes how many is it? 6 blocks to make 4 quartz stairs, and it takes 2 blocks to make a refrigerator. So that's pretty difficult, and I'm also very, very low. I'm going to have to make some new armor. I've got a lot of armor, though. Don't worry about that. And to do that, I'm probably going to build another Nether fortress, or another Nether portal in the Nether, and I'll pop up somewhere probably several thousand blocks from here and build another smaller base there. So that's another kind of intermediate project, but all of that is building up to a large project, and I will be sharing that with you as well for anyone who's interested. And as the sun sets slowly in the west, we'll walk out here, we'll look down, and we'll just step off the edge. Ha! I love that. Don't try that at home. So there it is. Oh, maybe we can get up to the, I'm on fire. Maybe we can get up to the Sunset Observatory. That'd be a great way to end the video, wouldn't it? Here we go. Going up there. Yes, there we are. And there it goes. The Sunset Observatory. Stars coming out. Clouds scuttling by. Sun slipping below the horizon. And if we were to go into one of those bedrooms, we'd be able to see the moon rising. Lights brightening near the ground. And there it goes. Another day and another video. So thank you very much for watching, and we're going to sign out now. This is Mark II. I hope you check out the next ones, and like I say, the next one will probably be a little contraption I'm going to build down in the branch mine. I'm really looking forward to doing some non-creative stuff. Creativity just really drained me. So have a good day. Bye-bye.